Good morning, people. It is Wednesday, the 17th of January, 2024. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. That was right. And and as usual, we are brought to you by the best in the business. Everybody care to introduce yourself?
They call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst. And of course, the melanin is jam-packed.
Sorry.
And
Good morning.
Plenty,
20, yeah.
Going, and it's your boy, 6 foot plus of pure temptation, Big Marsh from the east side of the bridge. Resident baddie Esther's not in today, so you know it's going to be a quick show filled with
Possible misogyny.
patriarchy, yeah,
All of the above.
all of these things, a lot of mansplaining.
No feelings caught.
Well, go on, everybody all right?
Yeah.
Everything's good. I want to read out a couple messages from our YouTube community.
All right, then, pick up the community.
Always important.
Let's hear what they got to say.
All right, first off, great episode, but ICL, what does that mean?
I can't lie, maybe?
Okay. I can't lie. Some of the insinuations about Islam and how Muslims deal with things rubbed me the wrong way. Apparently, Christianity is all about grace and God's mercy, but Islam isn't. Just my thoughts, but love the pod regardless. Love you too, and I hear you.
There was a lot of that going on, unintentionally.
Let me just read the second one, and then we'll talk about the rubbish that we did. Salam, guys. Salam means like
Salam.
peace. All right, cool. Love the show. However, as a Muslim, I do have to address the negative portrayal of my community and Islam in this episode. I respect that Islam is not your chosen religion. It's actually Emmanuel's. And you have your personal beliefs on it. But some of the comments made furthers the agenda that Muslims are violent, vengeful, unforgiving, and don't advocate for peace, when in fact, majority of us are the complete opposite. When making comparisons about how people choose to handle trolls attacking their faith, you did not make a distinction between Muslims and people who commit atrocities in the name of God. Extremism and acts of terror do not represent my faith nor God. Also, there have been several discussions on Christianity and Islam without Muslims that have deeper knowledge on the subject matter to educate on our religion and misconceptions around us. In future, please try to get some representation for a more balanced discussion. It would be great to see a black Muslim woman on here. Stay blessed and have a good night.
Cheers.
We
Well,
actually
initially we
reached
had
out to-
two Muslim men on there, so we tried.
We did try.
We had two Muslim men on.
Yeah, initially.
Iman and who?
Yusuf.
Oh. Yeah. And we tried to get Ramsey on. Ramsey refused. He said he doesn't want to speak on Islam. I don't know why.
See, so we did try.
Yeah, we did try, but he's not black. I don't know if he thought he was coming into a hostile arena. I don't know, but we hear your words and we take it on board.
We take heed.
I mean, obviously that wasn't the intention. You know what I'm saying? And there is obviously a big distinction between the extremists and those who practice, you know what I'm saying? But I think, I don't want it to sound like I'm going back or what I'm saying, but the reality is, I think, to the media, to the outside world, it doesn't seem to be extreme Christians who go out of their way to go and do certain things, you know what I'm saying? And I think that portrayal, even though it's definitely not Islam, it's the extremists. It's still something that people seem to have in the back of their mind that, yo, if I draw this cartoon, if I say something disparaging, that could be my life. You know what I'm saying? But someone like Lil Nas X doesn't have that in his head about Christianity. He will go up and he'll do the same thing tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the difference we're trying to relay in it.
Thank you. Yeah. And Good morning, Stacy, Iman, Mercy, Paul. Paul, when you coming up, bro? Kwashi T, Christy, Izzy, Oyin, and Lala. Much blessings, much blessings. What is it? Grand Rising? Is that how do you say it?
Grand Rising. That's
Grand
to what, to the Empress them.
Yeah, Grand Rising.
Grand Rising Empresses. Hope he's is all right. You get me? He's is washed and ready for the world. Yeah, man. Well, yeah. There we go. Then that was our messages read out.
Yeah.
You get me? Again, we apologize to anybody we offended. It was always unintentional.
Straight.
Right. Well, with that being said, might as well get into these headlines.
All right.
All right, people. So our first headline seems to be a lot in the political world, man. Deputy chairs of the Conservative Party, Lee Anderson and Brendan Clark-Smith, have resigned from their roles after they both supported rebel amendments to Rishi Sunak's Rwanda bill. Jane Stevenson, who's a PPS, which is the Parliamentary Private Secretary in the Department for Business and Trade, resigned from her role after she supported two key rebel amendments as well. On Tuesday night, MPs voted on amendments to the Safety of Rwanda bill, including one submitted by veteran Tory MP, Sir Bill Cash, whose amendment sought to disapply international law with regard to Rwanda being a safe country. MPs rejected the bill by 529 votes to 68 votes, among them 59 Tories, leaving a majority of 461. The result represents a significant rebellion and potentially spells trouble for the Prime Minister ahead of the third reading vote on the whole bill on Wednesday, when rebels may vote against it. Next headline, and a court in Turkey has convicted Mohammed Hassan Sheikh Mohammed, who is the son of Somalia's president, for the death of a motorcycle courier, but commuted his sentence of 2.5 years in prison to a fine. So on Tuesday, the Istanbul court fined him 27,300 Turkish lira, which is about $900. Mohammed was charged with causing death by negligence after a diplomatic car he was driving hit a courier by the name of Yunus Emre Göçer in Istanbul on November the 30th. An arrest warrant was issued for Mohammed after Göçer died 6 days later, but he had already fled Turkey on December the 2nd. Mohammed reportedly returned to Turkey last week to testify. The arrest warrant and the travel ban imposed on him were revoked after he gave a statement to court officials, and he was then released. He denied negligence, saying that the motorbike stopped suddenly and that the crash had been unavoidable. The police report, however, said that Göçer, who's a father of two, did not violate any traffic rules and that the car driver was primarily at fault. Göçer's father was planning to appeal the decision to commute the sentence. This is what his lawyer, Tugba Aydin, said when he was speaking to reporters after the hearing. And our last headline, Trump. Do you feel like these guys are going to be successful in banning him from the election?
I think it depends on his court case, isn't it?
Yeah, but because sometimes, well, to be fair, this is somewhat tied to topic of the day. Do you feel like there's just certain powers that be that will do anything that's necessary to make sure certain things just don't occur or certain things do occur?
I mean, I think they'll try it, but I think because of the way that it's set up, you got to work within the parameters of the system, innit? So if that's when people have loopholes and they can do things to block the system and that. You can't really, I think they're going to try everything within their power to stop him, but again, I think it relies on that criminal court case he's got. If he gets guilty for that or whatever, then I think he'll be screwed. But if he busts it, I don't think
they can't do nothing.
I don't think they can stop him.
Okay. Well, hours after his presidential campaign victory in Iowa, Trump was back in court to defend himself for a second time against charges that he defamed the writer E. Jean Carroll after she accused him, trigger warning guys, of raping her decades ago. Ms. Carroll is accusing him of defaming her in 2019 by denying that he had attacked her in a Bergdorf Goodman department store dressing room in Manhattan. She's seeking at least $10 million in damages. The judge told prospective jurors that they would only have to consider how much Trump should pay Carroll in damages and not whether the alleged assault took place or whether Trump lied about it afterwards. So this is only about the him giving her peace, right? At this point anyway. The trial is expected to last 3 to 5 days. Trump has said that he wants to testify at the civil trial and could spend much of his year shut in between campaign rallies and courtrooms as he seeks to win the Republican presidential nomination for 2024. He has pleaded not guilty in 4 criminal cases that could potentially land him in prison before the November presidential election, including 2 that accuse him of trying to overturn his 2020 loss to Democrat Joe Biden. He's also a defendant in at least 2 other civil cases. And that's it for our headlines.
All right, then. Well, then let's get into our, what you saying, topic of the day.
All right, people. So today's topic of the day, yeah, like I said, it's somewhat linked to the powers that be and conspiracies and you know what I mean, like a potential third world war, right? Ooh. And I wanted to ask you, you guys are seeing Scandal, innit? Are you both seen all the Scandal?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I've not seen it. I've only seen like probably maximum 4 or 5 episodes, right, in the entire thingy.
Okay.
But in one of them, I saw the black guy who's meant to be Olivia Pope's dad.
Yeah.
Right. So you guys can obviously help me in this, right? But apparently he's the guy that nobody knows and he controls the scenes, right? Or he's part of an organization that does certain things.
Yeah, he's command.
Okay. So he controls the president?
He controls everything. At this point, I think he controls the whole world.
Is it just him or is it him and a group of people?
There's probably a conglomerate there.
Oh, but you don't see them?
No, not really. Like he's got soldiers, like foot soldiers, like agents that he sends out into the field and that. And it sounds like it's an organization that he's a head of, I'm gonna guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But you don't really see them, you just see him.
And because if I'm not mistaken, they called him dad, innit?
Sorry?
They called him dad, right? No?
Of course, I'm dad.
Olivia?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
is it?
He's her,
okay, cool.
He's her dad.
Oh, I thought the white guy called him dad as well. Maybe I'm making this up.
Command.
They call him command.
Okay, cool. My mistake. Okay, cool. So, firstly, yeah, how real do you think that is? Obviously, we know it's, you know what I mean? But in terms of, do you feel like there are powers that be, even if it's kind of personified in one person that like the president may like only ever have contact with, do you feel like that exists?
Yeah.
And how much power do you think they have? Do you think they have the power that he has in that show?
To a certain extent, when they're lobbying things and making moves and all that, yeah.
Okay.
Like these banks and that are that run the countries and that, they've probably got more power than the government. Like the Bank of England.
Okay.
The Bank of England must have more power than the government. And remember, that's not run by the government. The Bank of England's someone owns that. You know what I'm trying to say? That's a man's bank. You get me? And yeah, they borrow money. They got so much money, they borrow it to the country. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? So they must be able to swing damn near any decision they want, no? They hold the purse strings.
Okay. So you kind of see it almost like a normal thing where if somebody's paying the piper, they dictate the tune.
When they was going for the land grab, the people that got there first and set up the whole infrastructure for the world that we know it today, the way that we live it today, put everything in place the way it is, isn't it? So I think the heads of government are puppets.
Okay.
Or just a representation. What's the other word I'm looking for? So there's something that you can see in it. You know what I'm trying to say? That, but I don't think they're the real
powers.
They're the real powers that be. I mean, it's proper super conspiracy theory territory, but I'm as far as that side of things goes, I'm sold. I'm 100% in.
Okay. Brent?
The question is, do I think that there are people that are in control of all of the figures of state and whatnot?
Yeah, and how much power do you really think they have? Like, what can they actually control?
I think they control everything.
Okay, but when you say everything, what do you mean?
The
everything?
markets.
For the most part.
Yeah?
Sorry to cut you, because we've seen, let's say that with Obama, we've had the black president got more invested than normal because it was a black man, and then realised he don't have no power. He can't do nothing. The only thing he could do was kill people of colour. That's the only thing they let him do. The drone strikes thing. He done bare drone strikes. He killed enough people, but he didn't really get a chance to implement any rule change. Or a lot of it that he tried to do, they stopped him. So they don't have no power, and that's the leader of the free world. What people would say, that's supposed to be the most powerful position known to man, essentially. And we've seen that there's no power there. So the vacuum, someone's got to take up the rest of the space. Do you get what I mean? The power's somewhere. So if we've already seen that he doesn't have it, who has it?
But some of the things that you're saying can be explained by just how America's set up. So, for example, he's not allowed because he's a Democrat, and then the Senate's majority Republican. So they're going to try and make things difficult, right? And vice versa. But in terms of like, is there somebody that...
Yeah, but even... Sorry to cut you again, but they've got to go through... That's why they've got the man that whipped the votes and stuff like that. You know what I'm trying to say? Because they need things to go their way in it. So that's why then you see your influence and your power when you put it down, where you can get votes pushed through and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the way America's set up. But for the most part, it all shows that he didn't have enough power to get majority of what he wanted to push through anyway. So he still didn't have the power. Maybe that was because he was a black man and whatever. I don't know. But it still shows that he didn't have it. And it still shows that there's still an element of control that's out of your hands, isn't it?
Okay. But see, this is the thing though. Like you said, there's a certain amount of control that's out of your hands. But is that control in somebody's hand where they can actually dictate what's going on? I'll give you an example. If we're going to say that they control everything, are we basically saying that they initiate everything? Is that the same thing for you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. So Israel, Gaza.
Yeah.
You feel like they was like, okay, cool. We know there's tensions already.
Yeah.
Today, this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Not
Tell
like
me why.
today, but to be honest, it may be. I mean, they get funded, right? All these
who's
particular organizations
Okay.
attached to terrorist attacks. They plan when it's going to go down, right? And months, years before then, they start funding, I don't know, getting the weapons in, getting the, I don't know, the fake structure built somewhere to basically run through exercises and drills to see, all right, if it isn't going to do this, we're going to do this properly, right? Then you have like people paid to come in and teach the people who are going to be doing the missions how to do it strategically, right? Your intelligence is bought. People in the place where you're going to attack, some of them are bought out, or some of them are infiltrated. And that's just with the Gaza and Israel's thingamajiggy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is it that this may sound like a silly question?
No silly question. You're free started silly.
But why do you feel like typically conspiracy theorists don't know anybody that they know personally or grew up with that's part of the conspiracy? So for example, like you just said, right? Maybe they got Bin Laden, they put Bin Laden into bloody Oxford or Harvard or whatever. Then they got him from there, got him into the FBI. You know what I mean? Like certain people who have been doing certain things from day dot, right? That obviously, according to your idea, they would have controlled, right? They would have financed, they would have done certain things. Why is it the average person doesn't know these guys ever?
As in the average person from Pembrey Estate?
Yeah.
It's above their pay grade.
No, but Bin Laden would have been a regular guy at one stage, right?
There's no such thing as regular guys. How many times have you been around the sun? You've been around the sun pure times. Every day of your life, you wake up, you see people you've never seen before. You can't. That's not a good enough metric to use. That how come they ain't never met anybody that I think there's bare people that we've never met or that we've never known. Like,
and they're normally on like 4chan, Reddit. talking smack with forensic detail. But I don't frequent them type of dark web places. But they're about, man, definitely.
Okay.
And the thing is that the best ones, you would feel as though they're just brethrens.
and the people that's in that position, surely they understand they got a duty of care to keep that information.
100%. If you want a successful campaign.
So they live in covert in their whole lifestyle. So that's not probably just free.
And all sorts.
You know what I'm saying? That's not just free information that they're just pushing out to their whole community and their brethren and their neighbors to know that this is what they do. You get what I'm trying to say? Like you're more than likely take it with you to the grave if that's what's going on, or you use your discernment to know that the type of person that you will tell, it kind of like won't go anywhere, innit? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? That so them rumors ain't gonna be en masse like that. And I think that if you do your due diligence and search hard enough, you'll find someone. But then you always get to the point where the people don't believe them people. They're too few and far between. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? That because one man on the island saying, "Are you stupid? Where's it there?" And it's like, oh, "Are you mad? My brethren doesn't." Oh yeah, your brethren. Oh yeah, your dad's uncle. No, cool, brother. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like so.
Okay, I hear you. All right, let's make that.
Sorry, before you continue, who was it? Is it Temi that had an uncle that was in the army? It's one of the people I talked to from the TDA community that had some uncle or so from the army, and oh crap, let me just pause. Let me pause. Yeah, I might. yeah. Resume, Emmanuel.
All right.
Because I remembered where it was going, so I stopped. Sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
If we consider again about control and stuff here, look at this narrative about there being a third world war that's coming. Right. Firstly, do you feel like the third world war will happen in our lifetime?
Yeah.
I think a lot's gonna happen in our lifetime. A lot.
Okay. Do you feel like this third world war that's coming is coming in your minds because we're human beings and wars always happen? Or do you feel like, no, this third world war is the Armageddon type war that is going to change everything and is controlled?
Again. Change everything again, because each time there was a war.
I was on the same line of thinking. Anybody that's lived through them wars, then the world weren't the same again. You know, like something changed.
It was like a reset, man.
Yeah, like something changed, innit? So whatever will go through the aftermath of whatever that's gonna be like, I suppose it will change something. But when people say world war, they're doing Armageddon flowing, and they're saying that everyone's going to go crazy. Everyone's going to turn around and say, fuck it, and press the buttons. And then we're going to have to live with the aftermath of nuclear outbreaks and all these kind of things. And that might not necessarily... They can have a world war without doing all that. You know what I'm trying to say? That might not necessarily be the case. They can bring the city to rubble without leaving nuclear... You get what I'm trying to say? So it might not be as bad as people think.
Yeah, if it is, we can imagine what the landscape looks like in the war-torn parts of Ukraine and Russia right now, because we're not seeing it at all. But those who are living there, for them, it's already started to reset.
Yeah, because life is never going to be the same again.
At all. And look at the carnage that we're seeing and destruction that we're seeing in Palestine.
Literally, anybody that lives on that Gaza Strip, their life is never going to be the same again. Ever. Like, ever. And I don't even think we can even do a good enough job to put ourselves in that mindset to walk outside and have no infrastructure.
Yeah.
Like, everything's gone. Like, what do you mean?
What does
that mean?
What is work?
Everything's gone.
What is 9 to 5? What?
The corner shop's gone. My brethren's yard's gone. The garage is gone. The petrol station's gone. The hospital's gone. Everything's gone. What do you do there? How do you do that? What do you do? And then what mindset do you have? Your life's changed. It's over. When I'm hearing that they destroyed, like, that's what I say, all the numbers coming out of how many people's died, whatnot. Someone needs to go and check how much buildings have been destroyed. Like, that's crazy. So any war is going to change people's life like that.
But remember, a world war. So not just, for example, one region. So like not just Israel or Gaza.
But that's why it will affect the whole world, isn't it? So obviously in the smaller stances, when the Iraq war, then people changes. Obviously it wasn't a world war; it was just isolated things like that. So when it's the effects that them individual wars had, like what you're saying, the terrain in Ukraine and Russia and whatnot. When you open it up to the whole world, it's going to affect the whole world.
But it will affect it maybe in different ways, because use an example you gave about the Iraq war, right? We continued regularly, like normal.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
To an extent, but it kicked off the whole oil crisis and the cost of living and whatnot. You multiply that by 10, it will cripple us.
But that's what I'm saying.
So that's just Ukraine and Russia. So if there's all these other industries in Asia and China and this and when they're all doing it at the same time, we're going to be down bad.
That's what I'm saying. So that would be more so like a world war, or like where
it's
happening. Like instead of one catastrophe happening, like even for example Israel and Gaza, that sort of thing's happening like on a world stage. You know what I'm saying? Like the First and Second World War.
Yeah, then we'll be screwed.
All right, and that you guys believe will happen in our lifetime.
But, God willing, I got another 50 something years. Yes, like yes. This is what's happening now. Look what's going on now. Yes.
All right, cool. So,
Some conspiracy theorists believe that it will because we need to basically carve off some numbers. There's too many people. So that's what, whenever something happens, for example, them looking to start bombing Yemen and stuff.
It might be that world reset, like what you're talking about. They need to reset everything. Everybody's getting too woke, and everybody understands too much, and with the conspiracies, and they're doing too much digging around and whatnot. They might just do the World War thing and just reset everything, just to recalibrate. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, it's the wokeness that's going to come over the edge, right?
Just to recalibrate. You know, because somebody's gonna have a massive payday. Like, obviously, you just think about the negative things, but then not everybody, but there's always a side that wins. There's always a side that benefits massively from countries going to war. You know what I'm trying to say? And that's why I think that they're all set up and all that. All them paydays are set up when they go and they're doing and then they get all the politicians and they give their brethren all them contracts, like the PPE stuff. You know what I'm trying to say? And the man handling the uniform and the man with the boots and the man with the trucks and the man with the guns and the man with the food, and everybody's patterning up and lobbying, and this one's buying stocks in this company and then sinking shares in that company and so there's them people that do make them moves. That's clearly where the control is, isn't it? They're the people that's in the position of power.
but remember, even though certain sides do benefit in wars, go back to the Second World War. Britain was finished. They really had to spend crazy amounts of money to rebuild. So as much as they won, they were on the winning side. America as well, Pearl Harbor and all that type of stuff that happened, right? There was a huge loss economically and like just regular civilian life.
Yeah, but that's true. And I suppose but America gained.
Yeah,
America came out of that as the leading superpower in the world.
Yeah, that's true.
They wasn't beforehand. You get me?
I think the nefarious elements kind of were both off the back of World War II, and it would have been a international, I don't know if I said that word properly, where the snidey people, the powerful people, who were pulling the strings from each nation would have come together. Like the World Economic Forum, them mother efforts behind that, that's who's running everything.
Just follow the money.
It's all about the money.
Yeah, it's a paper trail. You follow the money and you see where the power
It's all
is.
about the money. Is it the WEF? Yeah, the WEF. They call it the WEF. But I think they really came together, started doing madness on a big scale, global level after World War II, after Hitler and them things there. When it is that they were doing a space race, and then they realized so many different things were actually happening, and they started finding out about supernatural stuff. I think that's when they're like, wait a minute, we're doing this wrong. We shouldn't be fighting against each other. Only a small percentage should know and control everything, and that's where the real power, I feel, sits.
Okay. So
meetings.
of course you're gonna have to speculate here, right? And this doesn't
Always.
mean that somebody is going to say that what you're saying doesn't make no sense. But I want you to kind of, with all that you just said, tell me what you think the ethnicities of these powerful people are.
I don't know if you're gonna have blacks in there too.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I don't think it's a race thing. With the big top ones, but even the blacks in there, they would still be part of the machine to basically subjugate a people, and it could be their own people. They see themselves separate from the masses. It's just pure evil over there. The master they serve isn't focused on just let me be racist. The racism is the mode or medium, the tools that they use to basically keep people disjointed, divided, and that suits the purpose of keeping people distracted from all of the power, power perversion.
Okay.
Yeah, that they're peddling
Okay. Cool.
in perpetuity.
Now, like you basically are saying, right? Race is not an element that factors into this thing for these elites, right?
Yeah.
They see above the nonsense that we get distracted by, right?
But you will have racists in there.
Yeah.
But when it is they reach there, they're quickly told, hey, leave the racism at the door. This is bigger than this. Yeah, I think anyway.
Okay, cool. This Third World War, the reason why I'm basically asking this, right, is this Third World War could start anyway, right? Or do you feel like they've chosen? Is this a thing where they're saying, okay, we're controlling this and this is where the Third World War is going to occur? Or are they hedging their bets? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe some businesses would kind of do. So, for example, you got Israel and Palestine, they got a situation. You got Russia and Ukraine, they got a situation. You got China and Taiwan that's about to have a situation. You know what I'm saying? There's another place you mentioned the other day, not just now. Yemen, you got Yemen, UK actively about to start bombing Yemen and all that type of stuff.
They're doing it already, innit?
Yes, exactly. So you've got different places. Are they hedging their bets or are they saying, you know what, we're gonna just play about and then, but we've always got in mind that it will happen in Israel or in Taiwan and China?
I reckon they try and play battleships and like control it as much as they can and certain territories at certain times, depending on, I don't know, whether it may be for the regions, stock markets, whatever benefits they can get out of it and that kind of stuff. But I think the way the world works, a lot of the time, they will have to work on the fly, if that makes sense. I think it's a lot of problem solving and a lot of capitalizing on opportunities that come up. Because you can't, like human errors, you can control humans to a certain extent, but they're unpredictable also at the same time, innit? So I think they'll have like a base plan of where they want to go, and then like things will happen, and then they'll be like, oh, look at my man over there, and like, say that with like, I can't explain it. Say that with the Bin Laden thing, right? Yeah. Obviously, they took him with the schooling and trained him up in the military and stuff like that. I don't think, their initial plan from day one was the end result that happened with Bin Laden. They was doing something else.
Okay.
Working and planning with him. The second they saw, it's going skew if there's trouble in there, then it's like, okay then, Binny, watch this. Take him, patting him up, ready to tear. Now he's this. You know what I'm trying to say? So I think it's like that.
So it's bare parallel plans.
Yeah.
Overall agenda, and any one of these could get there, but we're managing all of these.
Yeah, I think like they got like an overview. You get what I'm trying to say of where they want to go and what they're doing, but they understand that within it, you need to manage these situations. You need to have the problem solvers. You need to have the people that control things and that they can put out fires, start fires. Do you know what I'm saying?
All right,
that's what I believe.
Okay. Remember last time we was chatting? Well, not last time, but a while ago we were chatting about Graham Hancock. Remember, Brent?
Who's Graham Hancock?
The guy.
Yeah, the whistleblower guy, son.
No. He's like a he's got a Netflix show. The one I was basically saying, he's like a pseudoscientist, and basically you lot was talking about how he, for example, dates the Sphinx back to like.
Oh yeah, I know him. He's on Flagrant 2.
Okay. Yes, thank you very much.
That's my reference point.
All right. So if you notice, right, in that same, it might have been the same thing that you're talking about. He mentioned that how certain people believe, and maybe he himself believes, I'm not too sure, I don't want to put anything into his, like, you know. I have to stop myself.
You start getting childish.
If he didn't stop, I wouldn't have laughed. God damn.
But he was talking about how Antarctica, right, is a no-go zone for no country.
Yeah.
And every country has sat down and agreed that we will not.
Yeah.
Why is it that pertaining to Antarctica, everyone could be on the same page, but in other matters in the world, we can beef, we can do this, we can bomb each other?
Wait, it's not everybody on the same page. I mean, it's just those who, as in, they've blocked off that particular part of the world.
Okay, who's they?
As in the, what do you call them? The elites. And
Okay.
I believe it's run by flipping like America. And
Like the UN and that. Okay, cool. Okay, all right. Some
I'm not
secret
sure how many
American
people in the UN know about it
Okay, cool.
or know what's going on there, right? But it's a no-fly zone. Like when it is that you go there, like there will be planes that come up and then, hey, you're not allowed to go past there. It's a thing. Wait, are you laughing?
You say it's a thing. You don't know. You ain't done no.
I have. I've gone on YouTube. I've gone on YouTube. But basically, there are like underground like structures there, right? That you have people who have come from there who've basically not whistleblow, but kind of whistleblow. You have a whole set of contractors going there and then saying a whole set of stuff is compartmentalized. So they are brought in for this particular purpose and they don't know what's happening over there. And everybody, once it's the meeting in the mess hall, they really don't know that they can't talk about this, that, and next, right? You have underground structures that have like not satellites, but things that can communicate with the satellites up in space. It's an actual thing. So if I don't know what's over there, right? But obviously there's bare speculations over there. There's like weather machines and all sorts. But why did you laugh when I said that not every country knows about it?
Because
Knows what's there. Because I don't think Trinidad knows about it. I don't think anybody in Trinidad is part of the WEF. You know?
yeah,
They're not doing big things.
It's above their pay grade.
Yeah. I don't know if
They ain't got
there's
security clearance. for
one
that.
rep for the Caribbean there. I don't know. But I'm not, what else are they doing? To be honest, let me not do stupidness. The oil over there and the sugar and whatnot is big things, right? Money is flowing and everything. But I'm not sure if it is that they have any of the reps from the Caribbean have a say in the WEF.
okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
So you see it as more so UK, US, China.
Yeah, the big
Russia,
boys.
them guys there.
Yeah, big boys, man. France.
So considering that anyone at any given time, right? Let's just say Bin Laden, for example, who can be in line with the agenda today, and then maybe not in line tomorrow, and then you try and take him out. Why does it seem as though no one's never stepped out of line concerning Antarctica? Why is it only conspiracy people who are talking about this?
No.
Or do you feel like they have stepped out of line?
Because why do you think Bin Laden is clued up with what is happening?
Oh
with
no,
the
no,
elites?
no, no. Okay. Because
He was a pawn.
That's how you seen it.
100%. All you was told to do, go and educate yourself. We'll put you back in here. Obviously, you know the land and the resources there that we need, the tactical positioning for our military that we need, this annex. He doesn't know about what's happening behind the scenes, all of the UFO stuff and the other worldly stuff. He doesn't know about that. There's no way he'd be read into all of that crap. No way.
Do you feel like there are people that maybe worked and make their way into that elite conversation via the government? So, for example, could somebody like, let's just say
Yes.
Tony Blair, okay, so you feel
Not Tony Blair.
somebody, okay, what? Somebody less front facing or what?
Start again. I jumped.
Okay, so do you feel like there's somebody, let's just say you now, say,
Yes.
you know, I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yes.
They've monitored your life. You said, this guy's got a clean
And they
background.
see I'm loyal. They see
Exactly.
I'm smart. They
Yeah.
see I can play the game.
Yep. And then you go into government
Yes.
and then you become the
Yes.
and then after that, like, listen,
Yeah. I
Yo,
become a
yo.
contractor. They know I can keep secrets.
Yep.
You know, 100%.
and then you get into the elite.
Yes. It's possible.
Okay. So you don't see it as they nurture these people from the age of 6.
Both of them. Both are possible.
Interesting.
You really are frazzed about the Antarctica thing, innit?
No, because my thing, obviously I have to hit it from,
Do you know they have bases in mountains?
yes.
Why are you saying yes so freely?
Because I believe that that's a normal kind of thing.
Okay.
Relatively normal for a particular government who wants to hide that and so it's normal spying stuff. That's how
I'm
I
not
see
talking about cave. I'm talking about complexes.
it. Yeah.
Like there's a little flipping town down there.
Yeah, but why would
I
you have
believe
that in plain sight? Why would they have that in place? That makes sense that they put that in the
But
mountain.
why?
Would it's not Westfields.
But how? So why not that, but not Antarctica?
Oh, you're speaking to him now.
He's coughing at them there being complexes under the ground in Antarctica.
It's not that. It's more so.
I missed that bit.
It's more so that everyone is on the same page regarding Antarctica.
When you say everybody, I'm only talking about big boys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The big guys are all on the same page, and nothing.
And I think
to make somebody say
of the big guys, there's still their own secret stuff that they're doing individually.
Okay.
So you will have this consortium, this maybe Russia, China, something, and they're like, all right, cool, yeah, let's do this thing here together here. But they themselves, they have their own stuff, knowing full well we can't look to just say we're gonna rely on this particular group of people to care about our country. Do you understand? Especially when it is looking to be the main muscle.
Oh, so you still see it as...
They still have their own secret programs and whatnot.
Okay.
Their own black sites and black programs and all that kind of stuff.
Do you kind of see it like almost like Freemasonry, where it's like all of us can be from different races right now in this room?
Yeah.
Different belief systems, religions and stuff.
Yeah.
But when we meet together at that meeting, all of that is aside.
Yeah, the evil trumps racism. And that's what I was telling you. There could be a black person, a few black people in the elites, and they will still be used and put forward strategies to keep their own people down because they won't see themselves. It's then not a classist thing, but a classist thing. Yeah, I'm different to them. You just happen to be the unfortunates.
Okay.
Yeah, bear in mind, America is leading the whole set of this wickedness. They started the whole set of this wickedness, like proper. Like, you know, Lockheed and Martin.
No.
How about Black? What's it called?
Rock.
Black Rock. Yeah.
Oh, but yeah.
Them's the people you should be looking at. Them's the big boy peddlers. Oh my goodness. Them's the big boy peddlers. And they're the ones who are lobbying government to get them contracts. They're getting all these contracts, right? And that right now, it's been argued because they're trying to find out where all this money, this public money, is going to. You're saying that you're spending it on this type of, I don't know, technology, reverse engineering, this, that, and next, right? But we're not seeing what it is you're making, what you're using the money for. And it's American money that you're just, it's going. You're saying you're allocating it here, but where is this and next? And that's why they're saying they need to basically see what it is that you're doing because they believe it's the UFO stuff that they've reverse engineered. And it's them that's doing all this madness because there's too many reports from different walks of military, Navy, all them servicemen and women. They're doing reports that, but because it's all compartmentalized, like you report it and it stops at a particular position because this person's not read into this, that, and next, and he just passes it on and it just goes into the ether. But it's all of them flipping black site people that have the bases in the mountains. You're giggling.
It's because of your face.
You're giggling. This is actually, I know how it sounds, obviously, because I'm just vomiting a whole set of stuff that you've never heard before, right? But all of this is real, man.
Let me ask you this question, before we wrap up, 2 questions. How naive are presidents and prime ministers, leaders of nations? Let me expand. Or, in fact, no, you answer first, then I expand, so you know where I'm coming from.
I believe they come in
Okay.
having theories.
Okay.
Right? Because you can't be so high up and looking to get one of the most prized positions in the world and not have theories.
Okay.
Right? And once you're in, dependent on your appetite, you ask further questions. Because you believe if I have the finger on the button, I should know this, that, and the next. But dependent on whether it is that you are part of the machine or not, they're not giving you information. So I think when Trump came in, he was there saying, I'm gonna find out about the aliens.
Yep.
And even when it is that he left, he put something in place to have some reveal, and that's when it is that you had that first drop. I don't know if it was the New York Times or the Washington Post or whatever, where they basically admitted, yep, we've had fallen craft over the years, and it's not from this world, blah blah blah. That's when this all kind of started happening. But now you can ask, maybe it was drip fed, right, for a particular purpose. I don't know whether all this UFO stuff is to distract us from, I don't know, the Epstein list. You know what people are saying, the absolute corruption that's happening, where humans are supposed to care more about looking up there than what's around us. But anyway, so they are naive to a point, and even when they leave, they will still be naive to a point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's funny you mentioned the whole Trump thing, because other presidents have said that before. And typically it's always about aliens, right?
Yeah. Obama did it too, and when they do it, it's like they kind of do it and like smirk a bit. So it kind of plays into the whole. It might be a parody. It might just be me playing along with your stupid conspiracy theory ideas and this, that, and next. But a lot of people aren't stupid anymore. Yeah, and a lot more people want to believe than not. So it's easier now to convince you because there's an appetite. You know full well you're hiding something from me. Do you understand? And I think we're at that crossroads where we don't believe in mainstream media anymore because we've seen far too much perversion of what you're saying is the truth. So we're ready now for anything to be fed to us, as in outside of what you've been saying. Do you understand? And that's a dangerous point in time for the power that be the whiff.
Let me ask you guys this last question as well, right? You mentioned before, and you kind of mentioned it a couple of times about
and I think a lot of them fiddle with kids and stuff, and they sacrifice children and babies, and they drink blood and stuff.
As in the elites.
I think the elites, yeah, they practice all sort of madness, and you would even find some of them flipping on the island. Do you understand?
Don't you think they're more far removed though than that?
As in, they are so far removed from these macabre practices.
No, from being caught up in scandals. So like they won't have a dinner with Epstein, for example. Epstein too small a fish.
You will. The funny thing is, and it's a valid point, right? Because you're thinking they should be smarter than that, but they still have their vices. They're still human beings. But you should still say, but you should still be smarter than that. If they have all this power, they can make data disappear.
Yep.
So they can make their footprints disappear. Do you understand? You might see names on the Epstein list of people you have never heard about. Then when you find out they're connected to this, that, and the next, they could be the son of this person who's doing this particular thing, and they're next in line to basically take over this particular prized position.
Okay.
I don't think it's they're too smart to be found there, and sometimes they might be too smart to be found there.
Okay.
Especially when things happen in there. That's mad.
All right. Let me ask you guys this last question. You mentioned a couple of times about the evil that they're doing, and this, that, and the third, right? This may not be the best analogy, but follow me. You're a parent now. You've got kids under you. You've got a certain amount of experience. You know far more than these kids, right? It's not even a question. And so you control every single thing they do. Where they go to school, what they eat, the time they go to sleep, everything, what they watch, everything, right? Because you're in that position. Your brain, you deserve to be there, and you've put yourself there. Hence, you deserve to be there. Do you see it in a similar way, or could one see it in a similar way, where these elites are basically the parents, and everyone in the world, the 7-8 billion of us, are the children, where we don't know anything. And so to get from A to B, to be able to create economies, to create situations where we can grow, we can eat, we can mass produce, we can do certain things and just move humanity along. Because the child doesn't necessarily know that everything's been moved on by their parent. They just think they wake up, maybe, yeah, you help me to bath, yeah, you clothe me, stuff. But I'm still going through a normal process. And when you get to 20 and you think, you know what, at this stage, I'm truly free, right? Fine. Could it be a similar situation with humanity, where the elites, we may say is an evil thing, but really they're just being our parents. We are just blind, deaf, and dumb to some degree, and they're just moving humanity along. And so they have to just do what they're doing. And if they didn't, maybe we would have died 10,000 years ago. They are the illuminated ones. They are God.
What he did there? So he said the illuminated ones.
He's Illuminati.
You know what I'm saying? Are they God?
Are they God?
Are they God?
Wow. Okay, that's the verse you're going with.
Think about it though. It's because if all of these conspiracies that you're saying are potential conspiracies, right? Why isn't that a possibility? Why doesn't that come into your head? Where if they control everything, the very idea and concept of having an invisible being that you can look to and pray and dedicate your entire day to, you can start organizations, churches where people throw their money in, all these type of things, and somebody's smart enough, or groups of people are smart enough to control every single thing. Could they have not just drip fed certain ideas to us?
Ideas like religion.
Everything.
Yeah.
Cool.
And really the main power is them.
Maybe. If you could, if you can create a religion, like if religion is literally like a man-made concept and it's all done by design and it has the effect that it has here in the world, the person or people that are in control of that knowledge there are the most powerful people in the world. Are basically God, for real. If it's just a man-made construct, if it's like a totally made-up thing with the idea and the aim to control masses and stuff like that, if that is the case, whoever's in control of that setup there, that's what I'm trying to say. They would understand the whole workings of the world. So I kind of get what he's saying, because I'm probably of the mindset that unless you're one of them people that are off the grid, yeah, you're part of the system. To be part of this system, there's certain things that have to happen and certain things that have to go down in it. And we're probably sitting down naive and ignorant with certain things about we want certain things, we want this and we want that. The people at the top of the tree are looking, look at you, so you don't even know, because you don't know what you don't know. But for certain things to happen, for the economy to be the way it is, for migration to be the way it is, for everybody to have enough food, for us to be housed and whatnot, all of these certain things need to happen, and we're making it happen. You don't know. If we didn't do certain things, whether good, bad, or indifferent, whether it be the wars, the killings, whatever, all the things that we put in place keep to the running of this world. If you want to be part of the system, then you're going to be underneath that. I think only people that live off the radar, that do the bunker thing and no technology thing, it doesn't really affect them. But the rest of us, we're all like, yeah. I think if the powers that be, the people that weren't making the moves that they're making, moving the chess pieces on the board, then what life as we know it would crumble and stop. Our whole infrastructure, the whole setup, everything.
It's interesting that you say that religion is a man-made construct.
I said if.
But would you say it is?
Huh?
Would you say it is?
I wouldn't get into that debate here.
That
I don't
kind of
know.
resonated with me when you said it, innit?
It's all based, because look, faith is what faith is, isn't it? And it's based on belief, isn't it? So if you believe something strong enough, it doesn't matter if it's true or not. So the whole system's ingenious.
And this is what I was resonating with, because I believe that programmed or coded in our being is the innate response to us seeing things that we deem are supernatural.
Yeah.
So if a man, I'm talking to you right now, and I tell you I could levitate, right? And I could basically move things with my mind or my hand, and you're like, you're trying rubbish, and I do it. I believe automatically you now respect me or revere me differently. Because you now know what I'm capable of doing.
Yes, instant.
Instantly, just like that. Without me telling you to follow me,
I'm following you.
you are basically.
And I'll preach the gospel as well.
Do you understand? And that has nothing to do with anything in the sky or any manuscript that people have told you, hey, this has all the answers you need for life. That's just you looking at me doing something that you thought humankind couldn't do, and I've just done it like that. you automatically want to follow me. And now what I now say, you're going to abide by. Do you understand? So I, after the fact, can see how this man now has now made this particular religion or faith. But I always start from the genesis. You had to flip and see me do something first. And innately coded in you, you just want to go. Then I'm like, all right, where did he get this from? You know, who does he answer to?
Yeah.
Do you understand? I wanna get to that juice, that sauce. Show me how to do it. Or where are you from? Do you understand? And yeah, that was just what resonated with me when you said if. You understand?
Okay, yeah. I hear you. I hear you. So what you're saying, some of them acts that they are talking about has got nothing to do with being like it's not being constructed, is it?
It isn't. And we don't know, well, we've been told the genesis of Christianity was the miracles that Jesus was doing. And I just told you just now, hey, people will literally say, hey, I will go anywhere, do whatever it is you want me to do if it is I see you doing madness. Do you understand? So track or trace all of these faiths or religions back to the source, and you will see it's a case of, hey, you're a wavy individual. I thought you were like us, but you're not like us. All right. Tell me what to do, please. Because I'm looking for somebody to basically tell me what to do. I want to be safe. And if it is you're telling me there's a place that I can go after is this temporary stint on earth is finished, I'm going to believe you because I've just seen you do that. And then obviously down the line now, people have decided, hey, let's add more color to this. This story, lovely, this annex. And if it can be used and wielded as a form of control, those who can co-opt this particular thing, yes, evil though they may, they would do it. Because you know it works. And that's what these WEF mother effers do. They use all mediums to basically control.
If they could use all those mediums to control, are they not more powerful than that one figure?
In 100%. 100%. Until it's proven that one figure who you've used and bastardized comes and says, hey, remember what you did with such and such? Now you're going to pay for that. But until then, 100% they God.
But nobody, no disrespect to any believers, obviously playing my role. Nobody that they've said about and that the believers, the followers say will come back, has come back yet. Do you get what I'm saying? So as much as...
Explain what you mean, because there have been predictions that have flopped. But those people who were prophesying, they were self-proclaiming themselves as flipping prophets. I don't know if that means anything.
Okay, put it this way. Again, obviously playing my role so people understand the context. The three major religions, right? The prophets, the gods, whoever it may be in any of these belief systems that you're saying potentially they could have, that they're kind of using to control people. Until that figure comes back. None of those figures have come back yet.
Are you suggesting that the time has already elapsed past when it was prophesied?
No, I'm more so suggesting that will they ever come back?
But
and the
that
fact
kind of question, it keeps the fire burning.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
It keeps.
And this is why they're that powerful, because this is why some people can say, wait a minute, but you're waiting for Jesus. Like, Jesus not coming back in this bloody clouds, man. It's been 2,000 years, right?
People are trying people. Hold on, let me click that up. Let me see if that does numbers.
You don't want to get me crucified.
But it's been fucking 2,000 years. Be for real.
People,
you get what I'm saying, though?
People are attracted to power, right?
Yeah.
The sheep are attracted to the shepherds, right? And you can see that on a very base level, and you can see that in the higher quarters, right? And I do believe that something is going to shake everybody's understanding or belief system very soon. I believe all of these particular events are leading up to some crescendo, right? And if or when something happens that shakes the skies. I'm not talking about Jesus, by the way. I'm just about you waking up and you're hearing. Immediately, your mind goes where? You're not going to the Huef. You're not going to the leaders of these faiths. You're not going to the president or the prime minister, because you will also believe that they will be in the same boat as you, not knowing, right? But that type of song that you've never heard before, where would your mind go? Where have you been conditioned for your mind to go?
To the rapture.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And in that moment, you are not holding anybody higher than any of this theorizing right now. Any of these gods that you want us, manly gods that you want us to do. I know you're devil's advocate, okay? But you're going straight to that. And in a split second, all of the theorizing will be just doo-dooed. And that shows you the strength of this fictitious entity that you think that is going to be riding on the clouds. Blasphemy. Wait, I don't think it's going to be like a skateboard. But that's a good question to ask, obviously, because we have been conditioned to just stick to the machinations of what we've been taught, obviously pertaining to our faith and whatnot. And for those who explore fringe ideas like myself, I'm open to pitting this with this all the time. And if I can find a logical workaround to still get back to this, because in my head, the supernatural still trumps everything that is physical for me. When you're talking about quantum physics, when you're talking about different realities and dimensions, that still trumps all of this the crumbs of technology that humankind has been able to basically manufacture. When you talk about the planes going missing in the Bermuda Triangle and this, that, and X, you're talking about portals and this, that, all that kind of stuff, it just trumps it immediately. And when we try to find answers to what we don't understand, this is a lot of the purpose of man, is to basically make sense of what it is that we can't understand. Do you understand? So I would always say, all right, bring me yours, and I'll see if it matches up to mine. Because I don't want to be unprepared at all. I mean, I'm not hallucinating believing in the cloud riding entity. I'm not hallucinating at all. I'm not. I'm really not. And if it is that there's no benefit to the things that man have created to be God, if there's no benefit to me, then why am I latching onto it? Why am I? If latching onto that means I am hurting my fellow man, right? Man here, obviously, non-gender specific. You get me? 2024 and that. Then I'm not subscribing to it. I'm not, because for me, its roots, it's evil. It's not for me. It's dark. You get me? All right, man.
I hear you. Obviously, we could keep going on with this conversation, because the only thing I would say to you is, see how you're able to think of the supernatural against the physical and all that stuff, yeah? One could say you only see it as supernatural because you don't know enough to recognize that that's just another realm of physical. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, for example, people typically don't know, when it comes to quantum physics, that things change when they're being observed, right? So just the very fact that you're looking at something, it changes. Meaning, at any given time, it is a particular, like, that's just actual rule in physics. That's a law in physics, right?
Wait, because is it Schrodinger's cat or something like that?
I don't know.
This thing that you just said,
yeah.
Hey, if
observing it, it changes, I can't remember the name. I can't remember the thingy.
When I heard the concept, I was like, wait a minute, what you trying to tell me? If you place this cat behind this, right? If I don't see it, nothing happens. When I see it, so exactly it's questioning reality, basically.
Precisely, and that's a law in physics. It's been proven.
Don't stop. don't say things like that. I need for a physician, not a physician, somebody who knows physics inside out to come and break it down in a manner in which it computes.
Okay, let me break it down.
Okay, let me do it.
Let me break it down.
How can he say
He
that?
said, "Hold my bear."
That's I need a proper physicist to come in and break this down. I said, no, hold on, but I've got
This
you.
is 2024. People have all sorts of...
Because he's questioning reality. Does this even exist? This room, this physical realm in which it is that we call life, is it real?
Do you know the thing is though, Brett? Yeah.
So you were plugged in the Matrix.
The thing is, right, it sounds crazy, but if you know the actual physics behind it, it's not as crazy as it sounds. So basically what it is when you observe, so the only reason I can see you is because of what? It's because of light. Light is rebounding off of you, right? Reflecting off of you, refracting different things, right? And coming back into my eyeballs. When you observe those small molecules, right, what they're trying to say is that because you've got that little quantum thingy of light, that small particle, because you're able to see it, it hits that particular molecule and causes it to move. Do you get what I'm saying? So you've got a molecule, right? Let's just say something in my hand is a molecule, right? You've also got a photon of light, right? Which is about the
Change
size.
a molecule into a thing like a cat.
It's too big. It's too big.
Ah,
No, because you have to look at it happening at a molecular level. That's the way it happens.
it's the only way it works.
Yes, because that's the only way you're able to see it. But I guess it would have implications on bigger things, right? But essentially, the idea is that I can only see you because of light, right? And light is made up of photons, if you believe in that particular thing, unless you believe in the wave theory.
It doesn't mean you're not there. I just can't see you if there's no light.
Exactly.
Okay.
And in order for you to see this particular thing, light would have rebounded off of it.
Yes.
And because the photon is, let's just say, about the same size,
Yeah.
it causes it to move. Do you get what I'm saying?
No.
So light is hitting you right now.
Yes.
It's making me see you, right?
Yes.
But the molecules are so small that when the light hits it, it's actually moving the molecule.
It's moving me?
Yes, the molecules in you by such a small distance that's making it move. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, I don't. But let me see if I can get you to explain it to me in a different way so I can understand.
Yeah.
I am here.
Yes.
If the light is off, you can't see me.
Yes.
That doesn't negate the fact that I'm here.
Exactly.
You just can't see me.
Yes.
I can move in the darkness.
Yes.
This is where I get dropped. Do you understand? I can still move in the darkness.
Yes.
So explain this to me.
What happens is you can do what you're doing in the darkness, right? But when the light is on, right? If we're gonna make this like we're gonna scale it to our size now. When the light is on, the only reason I can see you is because light is reflected off of you into my eyes. When it rebounds off of you, it moves you. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, stop
Why?
saying that.
Why?
I don't get what
No,
you're
because
saying.
it's basically because look, the light is reflected off of this pen and into my eyes. But remember, light is made up of photons. So that actual photon is hitting the pen. It moves the pen. And then the light comes into my eyes.
Can
and
I
that's why
move
when you
absent-
observe it,
Can
it
I move
moves.
absent the light?
Yes.
So if I can move absent the light, what is the purpose of you telling me the photons are hitting me?
Because what I'm trying to say is in observation. It's nothing to do with when I'm not looking at you. When I'm not looking at you, it doesn't matter what you do. Right? I don't know what you're doing. But when I am looking at you, the idea is that things change when it's being observed. So we only care about when you're being observed.
You mean perception changes when it's observed?
Well, implicated.
Because if I'm not lit,
Yeah.
in your mind, I don't exist and I'm moving.
Yeah.
So the perception changes when things are observed.
Yeah, that may be the implication of it. But the real life physical
Nah,
thing
you haven't
changes.
convinced me. I need to get somebody else in. Sorry.
All right, cool. Maybe I'm not, but I'm basically breaking it up. Let's see if somebody in chat
So you just stopped
understands.
yourself by saying maybe you're not explaining properly. You can't ever live in a world in which you're saying you're not doing something well enough. Never mind.
All right, cool. Anyway, I feel like we've kind of exhausted this until the next time. It's just us guys again.
The photon lights is moving the molecules. Brent said, what? And they say it's moving me.
Yes, but by such a small distance.
I mean,
Von says, Iman is right. You are literally moving. It's imperceptible to the naked eye,
Precisely.
but nothing is stationary. I don't know if that explains what you're telling me.
the cells are
Him
always
saying
moving.
nothing's stationary, I can hear that. I can hear that. Even sometimes you would go and after 2 years of doing up your kitchen cabinets, you would come back one day and see it's bent. And then somebody's asking, is there Jumbie in the house? No! From the time it was set up, it has started its degradation.
to fail, yeah.
Do you understand? So I understand that everything is stationary in that sense. But what you're telling me, that the light is moving me, my friend, that means you're telling me that light is a force and happening on me, it's moving at a molecular level.
Essentially.
So
Because
in the
light
dark,
is-
that's what I said, in the dark, can I not move?
No, you can move, Brent. But we're not talking about what you can do. We're talking about in the situation where light is put on, the effects of light on you. Light is made up of photons.
So light is a force.
It has the effects of a force essentially because it's made up of photons. They just move. They move. There's energy in all of these photons. You know what I'm saying?
And you got to remember, he's talking about a molecular level.
Yeah.
So that changes everything.
that exists, when it is get a super duper telescope, not telescope, but a microscope, you can see going essentially, right? Everything.
I think so.
Life is motion. I'll have that, but I still don't think it's what you're saying.
Well, we can revisit that another time. But yes, I guess safe to say there's elites out there who would control this stuff. But yeah, man. All right, cool, man. I think we've done the topic of the day, man.
Man said Schrodinger's cat, Do you know about that?
Yeah, that's mentioned.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't. I was reading something else when you were talking about that.
Yeah. When you see it described, you're like, what? What are you saying that pussy's doing without me observing this? Apparently it's fact. But all right.
But okay. Well, let's get into our headlines, man.
All right, so our next headline, trigger warning here, guys, man. And Pakistan has said that 2 children were killed and 3 others injured in strikes by neighboring Iran on Tuesday. Iran said it targeted 2 bases linked to the militant group Jaish al-Adl. Right, this is according to a news agency affiliated with the country's military. It makes Pakistan the 3rd country to be hit by an Iranian attack within a few days after it hit Iraq and Syria. Pakistan's foreign ministry said that the illegal strikes could have serious consequences. A missile attack by Iran on its neighbor Pakistan is near unprecedented. Tuesday's strike hit a village in the vast southwestern province of Balochistan, which borders the 2 countries. Pakistan and Iran...
What did you say?
Balochistan.
Balochistan. I am so immature.
Pakistan and Iran have fought armed separatist groups, including Jaish al-Adl, for decades in the sparsely populated region. And Jaish al-Adl is the most active and influential Sunni militant group operating in Sistan, Balochistan, right? This is according to the Office of the US Directorate of National Intelligence. Tehran has linked the group with attacks last month close to the border, which killed over a dozen Iranian police officers. And at the time, Iran's Interior Minister Ahmed Vahidi said that the militants responsible had entered the country from Pakistan. Next headline, this is like a little... update on that situation I was telling you guys about the Angolan president's daughter, the billionaire, right, whose assets got frozen. Anyway, Angola's public prosecutor has charged Ms. Dos Santos with 12 crimes, including embezzlement and fraud, right? This is according to the latest reports. The charges relate to Ms. Dos Santos' time as a chair of a state-owned oil firm, Sonangol, right, which she ran between 2016 to 2017. She's the daughter of the former Angolan president, Jose Eduardo Dos Santos, who ran for 38 years until he stepped down in 2017. Critics of Ms. Dos Santos have long claimed that she used her position of influence to enrich herself at the expense of the state. These are obviously allegations that she strongly refutes. And her lawyer was speaking to BBC last week and pretty much said that Isabel dos Santos rejects these trumped-up charges by the Angolan government, which has been launched as part of a sustained campaign of political persecution against her by the president, João Lourenço. Under Mr. Lourenço's presidency, several of Jose Eduardo dos Santos' relatives have been prosecuted on various charges, which they all deny. In 2020, the Angolan prosecutors charged Mr. Santos with embezzlement and money laundering. Mr. Santos, just to put in context, though, she's never been arrested, but she is subject to a number of asset freezes around the world, which is what we spoke about last time. And our last headline, and Boeing has asked Ryanair to send extra engineers to oversee quality checks of its planes on the ground following the Alaska Airlines incident. It comes after an unused door fell off a Boeing 737 MAX 9, which is operated by US-based Alaska Airlines. Ryanair does not use Boeing 737 MAX 9 aircraft, but operates the MAX 8 variant and has MAX 10s on order as well. The Ryanair boss, Michael O'Leary, was speaking to the BBC, and he said that he did not have complete confidence in Boeing's quality control processes after that particular incident, but he added that his airline did now have more confidence in plane maker Boeing. He acknowledged what happened with the Alaska Airlines flight, said it had, had been serious, but said that the industry always learned from incidents. He suggested that the management team at Boeing needs to be improved following the incident, although he gave his support for Boeing's current chief executive, David Calhoun. On Monday, Boeing announced that an outside party would also be brought in to assess its production practices. It was also, it will also check the work of the firm that supplies and installs the parts involved in the accident. And that's it for the headlines. Time to pay the bills.
Couple corrections. So thank you very much for the people in the chat who actually know about this stuff, right? So the Schrodinger's cat, that's not the observer effect that you are talking about. So my bad.
Schrodinger's cat is said if you leave your cat in a box with something that can kill it, yeah, and close the box, yeah, until you can open that box and see if the cat's dead or not, it's both dead.
Yeah. Them ones. So
Yeah.
It's dead and alive.
yeah.
Right now.
Powerful.
So
That's what it was.
the same one, is that the same one as if a tree falls in the forest and you didn't see it, it didn't really fall.
Yeah, if you didn't see it, you didn't hear it, it didn't really fall. That's a serious question. That's powerful. That's powerful.
Yeah, exactly. It is.
All right, thank you very much, people in the chat. And also, I think we pronounce Bollockstan wrong. Apparently, it's a CHA sound, not a K.
Oh, what Balochistan? Oh, Balochistan. Is that what it
Something
is?
like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Balochistan.
Thanks for the correction, guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right then, man. Let's get to People's Journal.
All right, people. Welcome to the People's Journal. I give you the news from an economics point of view. There ain't much to talk about today. However, the UK inflation rose, man, unexpectedly to 4%. This literally just come out this morning about 8:30 or so. So, unexpectedly rose to 4% in December, right? And this is the first increase, by the way, for 10 months. Funny enough, just yesterday, I was reading how certain analysts are talking about how inflation will actually drop and that how the UK will pretty much win the race to get it below 2%. You know what I'm saying? So this is kind of a shock to the system. But people are pretty much just saying, look, all it means really is the cost of living is still here. And I feel like most people are still feeling it, even though certain things are getting better. Inflation has definitely dropped. I remember maybe this time last year, we're potentially looking at, is it last year or 2 years ago? Potentially looking at inflation almost hitting 15, 17%, some analysts were saying, you know what I'm saying? To see it where it is now, even at 4%, is still something. It's a significant decrease as well. But it's just that people didn't expect it to increase. And like I said, it's the first time it's happened in 10 months. So the ONS, which is the Office for National Statistics, said that annual inflation basically went up from 3.9%, the 3.9% in November, you know what I'm saying, which has obviously confounded a lot of the economists' forecasts, you know what I'm saying? And they thought it will pretty much decline to 3.8%. Not the biggest thing in the world, but because I feel like it's still on track to go where they believe it will go. But I think a lot of that they put down to volatile items such as, you know, energy, food, alcohol, tobacco, and all that type of stuff during that period. Next thing I wanted to mention is Shell have pretty much refused to comment, man, on a report that they're pretty much going to suspend all the shipments that are going through the Red Sea because of these attacks that's happening on freight by the Houthi rebels, the ones that are linked to Iran and whatnot. So they pretty much said, I believe it was in the Wall Street Journal, that they've basically taken a decision last week to avoid that short route, to Europe via the Suez Canal indefinitely. So there's no indication of when they're going to resume taking that particular channel and all that type of stuff. But for now, that's just off the table. You know what I'm saying? We love that.
Sorry. Totally unrelated. My bad.
And I think the only other thing I was going to mention is linked to the post office Horizon situation. So obviously we already know about how bad that situation was. People were getting accused of stealing, embezzling money and doing all sorts of stuff when really the issue was problems with the software. What people have now been told, what MPs have now been told, is that the money that was wrongfully taken from the victims of the Horizon scandal, right? Because obviously they was seen as thieves, right? May have actually gone to pay the post office executives. So, yeah, this is what they're saying, man. Nick Reed, who's the chief executive of the post office, said that the company has still not got to the bottom of what happened to the cash paid by the sub-postmasters and the sub-postmistresses in a bid to cover up the false financial black holes created by the bloody nonsensical Horizon.
He reckons in a couple of years they're just going to show up in the profits.
Boy.
That's how they got it. It was just there sitting around, and then a couple of years they realised the money's there, and they just pushed it into the profits for the year, split it between the shareholders.
Can you imagine? Yeah, basically what Mark just said is basically what people are saying. It's a damn shame, man. He also said that they've investigated 2 or 3 times, right? Actually by external auditors, right? And they just can't. They're struggling.
Did you watch the show?
No, I've not seen it.
You should watch it, man. It's good, man. The way they dealt with them people was fucked up, bro. So he made man kill himself and thing.
It's ridiculous. Sad, man. But yeah, like you pretty much said, man, he admitted that there is a possibility that the money that was taken from them branch managers could have been part of a hefty enumeration package for all the executives. You know what I'm saying? He said it's possible. It's absolutely possible. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man, for the People's Journal today. There isn't much.
All right, then. We're back into more headlines? Let's do it.
All right, people. So our next headline, man, there's a bunch of trigger warnings here, I believe. Let's just, to be safe, just trigger warning. Nigerian rescuers searched for injured people on Tuesday night after a huge blast in Oyo State, my state. Right, that particular blast shook buildings and sent panicking residents onto the streets. The cause of the blast was not immediately clear, whilst local media reported that some buildings had actually collapsed. The explosion was heard in the capital of Oyo State, which is Ibadan, right? It was actually heard from the commercial capital, Lagos. Imagine. Yeah, at about 8 p.m. For context, by the way, sorry, this is 80 miles away. That's what it's saying. So some residents said that the blast shattered windows of their homes and things of that nature. There isn't much to the story, but that's basically what happened. Everyone was shook, and they're not too sure of the cause. Next headline. The Russian Defense Ministry said on Tuesday that Russia and Niger, under military rule since the coup last year, we spoke about that as well, have agreed to develop military cooperation. According to the Russian news agency, Russian Deputy Defense Ministers Yunusbek Yekurov and Alexander Fomin met Niger's junta-appointed Defense Minister Salifu Modi on Tuesday. Niger's military council said that General Abdulrahman Tijani took power after ousting the President Mohamed Bazoum in July of 2023. And Niger's junta has kicked out French troops and severed security pacts with the European Union, leaving Western allies concerned that the country could become a new foothold for Russia in the region. You know what I'm saying? The Prime Minister, Ali Mohamed Lamine Zain, right, this is Niger's junta-appointed Prime Minister, by the way, has also arrived in Moscow. And during the visit, Zain intends to discuss widening a partnership with Russia in areas of defense, in agriculture, and also in energy. For those who don't know or forgot, Niger's uranium and oil reserves is one of the crazy things about Niger. This is why this is so important. And it plays a pivotal role in fighting, Niger anyway, in fighting Islamist militants in the Sahel region. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is why I guess people like the United States, Europe, China, Russia see it as, strategically important to be over there. But it's also important to them because they want to continue stealing. You know what I'm saying? So we mustn't forget that. And the last thing is that Qatar and France have brokered a deal with Israel and Palestinian Islamist group Hamas to deliver urgent medication to some 45 Israeli hostages held by the group in Gaza in return for humanitarian and medical aid for the most vulnerable civilians. The two countries said that the aid would leave Qatar for Egypt on Wednesday before being taken across the Rafah border crossing. Qatari Foreign Minister spokesperson Majid al-Ansari said in a statement that the deal would mean medicine along with other humanitarian aid is to be delivered to civilians in the Gaza Strip in the most affected and vulnerable areas in exchange for delivering medication needed for Israeli captives in Gaza. He didn't give much details on how much aid or what aid exactly would be delivered to the civilians, but just said, obviously, this is what the plan is. And that's it for the headlines. It's time to pay them bills.
All right, then that's the bills paid. Let's get into the reaction. All right, then. So
You were born and raised in Ghana?
When did it happen?
I don't know. Chijoke.
Chijoke knows everything. I'm telling you. Yo, Chijoke, don't use these facts for Afcon. No, that's my guy, man. I was born here, man.
Why does the immature reviewer think you're Ghanaian?
I am Ghanaian. Yeah, but I've got a Ghanaian passport. But I'm a Yoruba man.
when are these FA Cup results from yesterday?
Yes.
Oh, some of them, they were replays then, right?
I'm not too sure.
I know the Bristol and West Ham drew their first game. This is the replay. I didn't know Bristol beat West Ham 1-0. God damn. Giant kidding.
Serious?
Yeah, that's what's going on here. That's what it says.
Again.
Wolverhampton beat Brentford 3-2. That was after extra time. Birmingham, that better be our Afghan correspondent.
It is.
Birmingham beat Hull City 2-1. Luton beat Bolton 2-1. Bristol beat West Ham 1-0. And Newport County beat Eastleigh 3-1. Hello there.
Go back, please, Chijoke. Thank you very much.
Where's he gone? Chijoke, come on, man.
I didn't engage the phone line, that's why.
Chijoke, come on, let's get it in. This won't be short and sweet. There's only 3 games. Just give us a quick rundown. Let us know how Burkina was playing. No? Or should I read this headline I got here till he comes back?
Might as well.
Okay then, because I've only got one headline to read. And it says Alycia Baumgardner has been cleared of intentionally taking a banned substance. Right, tell him just wait. Let me just read this, then we can get into it. So Alycia Baumgardner has been cleared of intentionally taking a banned substance. Gee, okay. Sorry. Let me just finish this quickly, then we'll get into it. All right, cool. Alycia Baumgardner has been cleared of intentionally taking a banned substance after the American returned an adverse drug test result in July. Baumgardner, who holds the undisputed super featherweight titles, tested positive for mesterolone just days before her win over Christina Linardatu. She has not fought since. After news emerged of a failed test, the 29-year-old quickly took to social media to maintain her innocence, and the World Boxing Council has now issued a statement on the matter. The organisation said on Monday, while there was sufficient evidence to support the validity of the anti-doping test that yielded the adverse finding, the defences Ms. Baumgardner presented put into question whether the adverse finding results from an intentional act, or form of non-intentional contact with mesterolone. Based on the adverse finding in Ms. Baumgartner's A sample and considering all factors both sides presented, the WBC arrived at the conclusion that there was no conclusive justification to reject the accuracy of the adverse finding based on the evidence and arguments, the response and the supplemental information presented. However, the same evidence and arguments do not conclusively support Mrs. Baumgartner's intentional ingestion of mesterolone for performance enhancement purposes. Accordingly, the WBC found Ms. Baumgardner not guilty of intentional ingestion or consumption of a banned substance for performance enhancement purposes and confirmed her as reigning WBC super featherweight world champion. And that's it. Jokey,
What's going on?
what are you telling me, King?
Not much. So, how do you want me to do this?
You ready to earn your keep, Brian? Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, how do you want me to do this? Go through the results and the matches each way, or just stick to the important ones? Because I think people are gonna want to know about like the Nigerians, the Ghaners.
You know what? This is your show, man. It's your world. We just live in it however you see fit. I mean, we can touch on the important ones, or if you want to do an in-depth, deep dive into all the games, it's literally take the stage.
Okay, so if anyone doesn't know, Afcon started. I think one of the top tournaments. If you just want to see just attacking, reckless football, it's just one of those tournaments that you just see everything. So it's being hosted in Ivory Coast. So they kicked us off with a 2-0 win. Pretty comfortable, pretty simple game. Midfield looked good, defense looked good. There's one young defender I think called Dian Mendy from I think he plays in Germany. He's one of those centre backs that I think a lot of European clubs are looking at. And
I'm looking at him on my football manager. He's decent.
Yeah, no, he's a very good defender. So yeah,
so who's the strongest team over there?
What, in Afcon?
Yeah.
I'd say it's probably. I think Senegal are still one of the best teams. So they also started quite well. 3-0 win, pretty simple. But yeah, I guess the main thing people want to know, especially with all the transfer speculation, is how Osimhen did for Nigeria. I have to say, it wasn't a great game for him.
They lost,
anyone
right?
that was skeptical. Huh?
Did they lose?
No. That's that was the Egg Yammers, the Ghana.
Okay.
Can you imagine?
So
did they draw then?
Yeah, it was 1-1.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Plenty chances. I think the problem with the way they play him compared to the way he plays in Napoli, there seems to be such a focus on him to just be the only person that takes chances, and they're just constantly feeding him. And I don't know, he's never the same guy. It's very much like how people used to talk about Gerrard and Liverpool, where you're not quite the same when you play for your country compared to how you play for your club.
Okay. Oh, is he gone?
Yeah, so it was. He had quite a few chances that he missed. But yeah, if we want to go to, Salah with Mozambique. Mozambique nearly beat Egypt, so that would have been quite embarrassing for Salah.
I saw some of that actually. They equalised quite late, innit?
Yeah, it was a definite penalty, but it was sad because it was very close to beating Egypt, and Egypt they're just not the same as they were if we talk like early noughties, with the way they were dominating Afcon. And so if we do want to go to the game, I'm sorry I didn't call when Gina was there because I'm sure she would have felt this pain. But yeah, Ghana losing to Cape Verde was a very happy day for me because all the Ghanaians were getting at me for Nigeria not winning that game. So I was like, okay, we'll wait for 8:00, same day, Sunday, see what you're saying. But yeah.
I missed the trick. I should have been on the timeline when that game was going on to find all the Cape Verde things. Cape Verde things are lame.
Well, I don't.
Be careful.
I'm trying to think of them.
Be careful.
No, I'm just all I was going to say, I don't know how much the crowd was showing in terms of all the people there, so I can't say for sure.
Okay.
I was just concentrating on the pictures and the football.
I'm glad this thing is crackling for you because I know you said something crazy.
I didn't. No, see, I like to say I don't want my PR to be bad right now.
All right.
It's my first incident, so yeah. But yeah, as I said, Senegal was a pretty simple 3-0 win. They look pretty good. and one of the big results was Namibia yesterday winning 1-0 against Tunisia. That was they look pretty decent. They could be one of those you wouldn't want them in the knockout stages if they get through because they look like they're on it. Like the pressing in Afcon is insane. Like you have no time on the ball, and the way they were coming, it was it was a pretty good, decent 1-0 win.
Would you say the level of football's been all right? I haven't watched it. That's something that I probably wouldn't take in until it gets to like quarterfinals and stuff like that. If I'm honest with you,
I think it depends on how you like see football. If you're a purist, you're going to be a bit annoyed because there's just certain things you'll see and you'd be like, all you're doing is just going down the wing and just bombing crosses because that's the majority of the football. So it's very much like it feels low level, but it's always an entertaining game if you watch it.
Mm. All right.
But I was going to say as well, South Africa lost yesterday to Mali, but I don't know if Brent's able to pull up the clip. It's just they had a penalty. Percy Towers, how you say his name? If you see his face after he misses the penalty, it's almost like he was a fan. Like he couldn't quite believe he was the one that missed the penalty. Like it was just insane. But yeah, there's still 2 more games, so we haven't quite finished everyone playing today. So Morocco's playing today, and obviously Morocco, after doing so well in the World Cup, I think everyone kind of wants to see what their levels are at the moment.
It just the penalty miss here. Was it? Oh, at 0-0 he missed it.
Yeah.
Let's see. He looks sad already.
You know what I'm saying? It was almost like he didn't quite understand. Like, did I miss that? It's like, yeah, you did.
Yeah, he blazed that over as well, innit?
Horrible penalty.
That man got too much testosterone, man. That's what it is. So you say he's playing today?
Morocco and Tanzania.
Do you know what time them games are?
5 o'clock, and then Congo. I don't know. I think we've got a few Congo people in the chat. Congo's playing 8 o'clock today.
Congo's everywhere.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're playing at 8 today.
All
so
right,
yeah, if
I'll try and watch one. If you're gonna watch one, which one should we watch?
I'd say probably if you want a decent game, probably go for the Congo one because I think it'll be evenly matched. But I wouldn't miss the Morocco one either, just because they, as I said, they did well in the World Cup. So I guess you just want to see how they do in Africa. But they're one of those teams that they seem to do well against Europeans, but not necessarily always the best in Afcon. Like they do decent, but they always seem to not quite do as well as they should.
I've got a little bit of running around to do, but I'm going to try and catch one. I want to catch one, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for that, man. We'll be same time, same
no,
place tomorrow, man.
Yeah, I'll try my best. If not, as I said, I'll try and do a voice note as well, so hopefully it won't be too long.
All right, then. Cool. All right,
Thank you very much.
No,
Appreciate you,
man.
That's all right.
And that is the end of our sports news, man. Shouts to our Afcon correspondent. We are going to get into, I want to say done it here, but this seems like, what we're doing, follow-ups or something?
No.
We've done this.
Okay.
We spoke about him.
That's the outro.
Let's get into the outro. Probably.
Monday. No, I wasn't hearing it.
Would it have been Monday we done it, Brent?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right then. Well, that is the end of the show. Short and sweet one. Thanks to everybody that took part. Thanks to our Afghan correspondent for helping me out in the reaction. Shouts out to everybody in the chat. Everybody that's liked the video. What our likes been like, Brent?
To be honest, I don't look at it these days.
Too disheartening?
Nah, I'm trying a different method.
Okay.
Yeah, you see soon. Don't worry.
Okay. Okay, that works. Well,
So, I just saw the Club Shay Shay metrics off the back of the interview.
let's see what he's done. Tell us.
50 million
Oh, they hit
episode
50.
views, right?
Wow, well done.
266 million views across all CSS social channels.
How much?
266 million.
Fucking hell.
394,000 TT followers gained. Don't know what TT is. 1.2 million audio downloads. 614,000 Facebook followers gained, surpassing 1.5 million. 110,000 watched the premiere episode live. 190,000 gained on IG, surpassing 857. 909,000 YouTube subs gained off the back of that thing.
He got 900,000 subs.
900,000 off the back of this. How the power of an interview.
Yeah.
As I said, get into your bag, bring them in. This is the platform for it.
Cat bun is thing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! And then 25,000 X followers gained.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exciting times.
Exciting times,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Let's get the grasses in here.
Whoa.
Let's get the physicians. Physicists.
I said, don't worry, I got you.
Inside joke. Inside joke. Yeah, let's get the cookies up here, man. Get the numbers going. The conspiracy theorists and stuff. The racists. The
Is
woke
that-
mob. Them ones that, cause
Is there space for racists
cause
up
anger.
there?
For a healthy debate.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was going to be shying away from any racist person, especially if they're black.
Oh, black racists we want.
Come on, we'll mix up, man.
Uncle Ruckuses.
This is what I'm saying.
We do need to find. We do need to find a proper Uncle Ruckus though. That's prepared to stand on business. Say, I
100%.
hate you niggas.
Yes. 100%. I hate your skin.
Can you imagine?
Oh god, that is funny. Well,
anyway.
yeah. Like I said, thanks for being with us. You know what it is. We're gonna be here same time, same place tomorrow. Esther should be back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have a guest tomorrow.
Yes.
And we got a
just
guest.
about to say
A
that.
very interesting guest.
All right then. So that
Thursday
means-
and Friday, isn't it?
Yes.
Goddamn, y'all try to make me work Friday.
It's a good send off, my friend.
All right then. Love that for us. All right, make sure you pull up tomorrow, 8 a.m. Sorry, sharp. We'll be here and have a great show. Peace out, man. Look after yourself.
Peace.